So, good morning, friends and dear students. Today we'll be discussing another topic of our Unit 2, that is job analysis. So, before going into job analysis, the depth of job analysis, I would like to explain what job is. As we have already discussed, that job is nothing but set of roles and responsibilities. So job is set of roles and responsibilities, and we have already discussed that job is comprising of tasks. That means task is the unit. Task, what is task? Task is unit of job and collection of, say, roles and responsibilities. So when we say collection of roles and responsibilities, it is, that means what exactly job will be? Task plus task. Try to understand this. When there is combination of similar tasks, it will give rise to your work, and work plus work is equal to job. So that means if we need to explain or talk about job, so job is nothing but collection of tasks. And what is task? It is set of roles and responsibilities. Right? So when we say set of roles and responsibilities, now we need to have information about these roles and responsibilities, that what are the roles which are pertaining to a particular job, what are the responsibilities which are pertaining to a particular job. So this collection, when we are collecting information, collection of information about a particular job, about a job is job analysis. When you are analyzing a particular job, when you are getting a full set of information about a particular job, by collecting information about it, is known as job analysis. So we have, job is defined as a collection of duties and responsibilities which are given together to an individual employee. So this is what I was saying, that job is defined as a collection of duties and responsibilities. That means the basic entity, that is task, which are given together to an individual employee. Job analysis, it is the process of studying and collecting information relating to operations and responsibilities of a specific job. Collecting information about relating to operations and responsibilities of a job. So, job analysis is an essential, pervasive human resource technique and starting point of all other human resource activities. Now question arises, how job analysis, this is very important, that how job analysis is starting point of human resource activities. Now what are various human resource activities? It starts from human resource planning, recruitment, selection, training and development, performance evaluation, compensation. Right, these are some of the crucial functions of human resource management. Now human resource planning, planning is related to number and quality of the skills which you are have, which is required in an organization. So until and unless you are very clear that which type of job, which type of, for a particular job, which type of skill is required, will you be able to do human resource planning? No, you won't be doing it. Similarly, for recruitment, when you have to give an ad, when you want to attract pool of candidates, you need to know eligibility criterias. That what is the eligibility, what are the skills. I must look into the say candidate from within the candidate from the candidates whom I want to attract. So this eligibility won't be able, you won't be able to make out until and unless you go for job analysis. Similarly, selection, You have a particular job and now you are comparing your employee who has been chosen out of this pool. So you are now making out whether the person has been selected rightly or wrongly. So how you are going to compare it? Comparison is the set of information which is already available with you related to the job and related to the eligibility. So that will lead to selection. Similarly, training and development, performance appraisal, and each and everything is, revolving around the job information itself. So that is why job analysis is the starting point of other human activities, which is very, very important. That means in an organization, if job analysis somehow has gone wrong, entire all these processes and these functions will be affected. If job analysis somehow has been done wrongly in an organization, you will land up with having wrong person in your organization. So job analysis is job tasks, duties, and responsibilities. That means you are collecting information about all these things: job tasks, duties, and responsibilities. Now, job analysis, that means, is a systematic exploration, study, and recording the responsibilities, duties, skills, accountabilities, work environment, and ability requirements of a specific job. It also involves determining the relative importance of the duties. Relative importance of the duties, that which particular responsibility or duty which is comprising in a job is very essential. How you have made an hierarchy of responsibilities and duties for a job, that which is must, which you can defer for a certain period of time and something like that. So it determines the relative importance of the duties in the job. And similarly, physical and emotional skills for a given job. All these factors identify what a job demands and what an employee must possess. Now these two lines are very important: what a job demands and what an employee must possess to perform a job productively. Now, what this means, for example, let us suppose we have a job of, now we want to have a, say, supervisor. Now this supervisor, for this is, again, this is right now job, this is not the this person which we are talking about, this is the job of a supervisor. Now we have to analyze this. So first of all, that means we'll be having title. For our organization, we call it as supervisor only. We are having the area of operation where he's going to work, let us suppose in production. What is the risk involved? Let us suppose he's working in a, say, in a production where they are making these rods, iron rods. So risk is high because he has to work in a furnace, right? Risk involved. Team which he will be handling, let us suppose 4 persons, or team would be there. Then to whom he will be responding, or to whom he will be accountable, that means accountability directly would be to production manager. So forth and so far. So, and salary, what could be the salary of this particular job? Let us suppose 50,000 per month, for example. Right. So similarly, the list goes on. So now this is one set of information about this particular job of supervisor. Now another set of information about the job of the supervisor is that what are the skills. Now this is supervisor production, these are purely related to the job, it has nothing to do with the person as such. But now when we talk about the person who will be actually doing this job, we say that he must he must have, a diploma, for example, diploma in production or something like that. Then he must have, he must should have this experience of 1 to 2 years. He should be very good in, let us suppose, communication. So skills required are communication, let us suppose good at convincing, and skills required are physical skills in term of handling machines, etc., etc. So now we see that for a job of supervisor, now we have two set of informations. One is purely related to the job and second is purely related to the person whosoever will be doing that job. Now these two set of informations, now when it is purely related to the job, is known as job description. That so job description is set of information that describes your job. It does not describe the person who is doing a job, but it is describing job, purely job, right? And second set of information that is describing the requirements a person should have to do this particular job. This set of information is known as job specification, right? Now that means this complete information, JD plus JS, which is job specification, will be your job analysis. So entire information about the job is job analysis, and the information is divided into job description and job specification. Right. So job description and job specification together will lead to job analysis. So this is how we go for job analysis. And on the basis of all this, on the basis of all these set of information, we go for whether it is, planning, it is recruiting, it is selection, because this information would be required at each and every function of your HR. So this is what job analysis. Two sets of information. We have job description and job specification, right? For example, name, working hours, duties and responsibilities, working conditions, salary and incentives, machines to be handled, and specification is qualification, qualities, experience, family background, training, interpersonal skills. So this is purely related to the person handling that job, handling the job. And this is purely related to the job itself, right? So this complete information is your job analysis. As we said, this is the same: job title, summary, activities, working condition, and environment. Now when we talk about skills, job specification, under job specification we said that we require certain set of skills. Now job specification, when we say it is skills, now what these skills are. For example, again let us suppose, just to make you understand, I am taking job of a faculty so that you can just understand it very clearly. Let us suppose faculty of HR. Now we have three set of skills which we are looking forward from a faculty of HR. First is essential skills. Second is desirable skills. And third one is your contraindicators. Now, let me explain this with the help of this example. Now, what are the essential skills a faculty of HR Must have. This is must. Without this, you cannot have this faculty in your, let us suppose, college. Now, what are the essential skills? Essential skills are, first of all, communication, subject knowledge, dissemination skill. That means, now sometimes it so happens that you have a very qualified faculty, but he or she may not be able to disseminate the knowledge to the students. So dissemination, say patience, query handling, etc., etc. Right? And yes, she should or he should must possess any of the professional course, any of professional degree in HR. Let it be MBA, let it be post-graduation diploma in personal management, or something which is related to the HR. So these are essential skills without which you cannot have this particular faculty. Now, desirable. And yes, one more thing, essential skills might be having, let us suppose, experience of at least, say, 3 to 4 years. Now, desirable is experience of 7 to 8 years. Desirable is research background. For example, PhD and all that stuff, right? Desirable is, say, holding of FDPs, co-curricular activities and all that. Contraindicators. Now, contraindicators are those skills without which this particular job is handicapped. Now, what is this? Contraindicators for a faculty, for example, understanding student level. Now, let us suppose without understanding the level of students, I start teaching. Will I be successful as a faculty? No. So I will have to understand my audience in terms of, say, their grasping power, in terms of their backgrounds. Maybe some person is from pure science background, some person is from commerce background, some person is from, say, any other background. So I'll have to understand student level. So when I deliver my lecture. So understanding student level would be a contraindicator. Then problem solving, right? Guiding. So all these will become contraindicators for the job of a faculty. So we have divided skills into essential skills, desirable skills, and contraindicators. You might have gone through advertisements in which appear in paper when you go through eligibility. So it is this which is being advertised, so that there is clear communication for the say, potential candidate, whosoever wants to apply against that vacancy, that what is required from the candidate. Right? So this is what is essential attributes, that is skills, knowledge and abilities a person must possess. That means it has to be there. Without this, you cannot select a person. Desirable attributes, qualification of a person ought to possess. जो अगर हो तो बहुत अच्छी बात है. In essential attributes, it is that is required. अगर वो नहीं है तो then we cannot select a person. But desirable attribute is in addition to this plus this हो तो it is good. Contraindicators, it attributes that will become a handicap to successful job performance. That means what all will hinder in making a particular job handicapped. So these are job specifications. These are skills which are required for job specifications. And in addition to this skills, you can have all this, what we said, that experience, family background, training, and interpersonal skills. Now, what is the process of job analysis? How do we go about the job analysis? When we say job analysis, first of all, you must know use of job analysis. What for I am doing the job analysis? Let us suppose you are starting your startup. You are just the beginner. So the type of job analysis, the type of information would be that you would be requiring would be different as compared to already set organization. And then you must be able to analyze what for I am collecting that information. Is it for job improvement? Is it for, say, because I'm not getting right, but somehow I'm not getting right person for the job, so that means I need to relook into the job specification? Or people are leaving my organization because they are not happy with the compensation, so I need to relook into my compensation, which will be related to the skills. So that means you need to find out what are the uses of job analysis. Why I am doing this job analysis. Then collection of background information. Where from I'll be collecting the information which is required for the job. Now, what could be the sources of collection of background information? It is your organization structure. Right? Organization structure will tell you which particular job lies where. Just hold on. Which particular job lies where? What are the levels? Like this. So, for example, you want to analyze this particular job, then you will have to keep in mind all this thing, all this structure. And this will be, through your skill inventory, which is already with you, database which is there, employees who are already working, they might give you good information. For example, tomorrow you will come, you want to start up your college, and you just approach me and ask, ma'am, what should I look into the faculty? So based on my experience, I might guide you that these are the things you should keep in mind while going for selection of a faculty. So collection of background information, it could be through experts, it could be through your organization structure, it could be already a person who is working in the organization. Then you need to selection of job for the analysis. Now we have different type of jobs which are existing in the organization. So you need to question yourself that are all jobs to be analyzed? Because job analysis is not a day-to-day process. Job analysis is done, for quite pretty long time. First job analysis is done just at the inception, starting up of the organization. Second job analysis you will be requiring only after you analyze that something needs to be revised. Obviously, the jobs which are technological based, they require frequent updations. When I say updation, it does not mean that entire job analysis has to be relooked, but certain things might be changed, maybe skills. Initially, you were looking for skill. Let us suppose any diploma person having a set of skill would be okay for handling a technical job. But now demand of the market would be that now you do not want a diploma, you want a proper BTech student who will be handling that particular job. So selection of job, which job I need to analyze. Then collection of job analysis data. This I'll just leave because this we will be discussing in a separate, which is we have different processes that how we collect. When we collect information, we have different ways and means of collecting data. That will be discussing in a separate lecture. So the information that has been collected, how to analyze it, because you will be getting all sort of data. So you need to process it, you need to filter it to get the fruitful information, because it depends on the source of information you have relied upon. Now, for example, I said that you are coming to me that, ma'am, I want to start up my college. Now, please guide us. Now, what if my information is limited and I am supplying you the wrong information? So your data and your information about the job will go wrong. So you will have to analyze that what sort of information I might require, what is required. So filtering of data is required. And then it goes with the information processing, and based on that you will be getting your job description and jobs. Now the set of information that you have collected, then it needs to be segregated into job description and job specification. So this is how your job analysis works out for an organization. You need to find out that how it is, how it goes, and how it is being utilized in the organization. So this was all about job analysis for today's lecture. Hope you have understood it, and thank you.